Why on Earth did Planet X not go insane after being banished and alone for
4.5 billion years?
I've seen this question appear in the comments, and even though the show has already technically answered this in What If We Replaced Jupiter Part 2,
On that note, how come you didn't go crazy after spending so much time alone?
I guess I remained focused.
On what?
Revenge.
it still got me thinking if that explanation is really the whole story. Did he just focus on his revenge plan for all that time? Well, let's have a look at the evidence. Firstly, we need to know what causes a character to become insane. As I proved in my previous theory, characters lose their mind after spending so long alone, like what happened to Neptune, Ceres, and Jupiter. So it can be seen in the SolarBalls universe that being alone for a long period of time does cause one to lose their mind, which is actually based on real evidence of the impacts of loneliness on the human mind. So why didn't X also go insane? I mean, Neptune was alone for at most 165 years as seen in Why Is Neptune Missing? And he still completely lost it. Damn it, in the latest episodes, the few days/weeks it's been, we don't really know how long of a gap it's been between Jupiter being banished to the moons and Neptune finding him, but he has started to completely lose it.
See, Guillermo? Now I'm imagining things. Ha! I must be going crazy.
Though, Jupiter is also embedded with a lot of guilt, which also affects the mind, so that probably explains why he has lost it so much quicker. So again, why didn't X go insane? I mean, he was alone for 4.5 billion years. Well, it's here that I kinda do have to agree with the show, that him focusing on his revenge plan and what happened to him allowed him to keep his sanity. If you have somehow missed it, we find out X's backstory in the Big Bang episodes, where we learn that X was one of the earliest planets of the solar system and he witnessed Jupiter destroy the early rocky planets in his grand attack, then was flung out of the solar system by both Jupiter, who he wasn't that fond of, and also Saturn, who he was starting to befriend. So there are definitely some grievances he has with the two biggest planets of the solar system. So after being banished, we learn he firstly found it hard to decelerate, which is why he was found so far past the Kuiper Belt. And once he had stopped moving, he then found it hard to move around in what he calls deep dark space.
It took me years to decelerate, but at that distance, I was far too away from the sun. Moving around deep, dark space was quite difficult, but with nothing else to do with my free time, I learned how to.
This is key because it shows us how he didn't lose his mind. He learnt a skill, keeping his mind active. Next, he used the time he had with his view of the solar system to learn the skills of good hearing and seeing, I guess, which we know is something he learnt, as we can see from this scene.
You worried about something, mate?
That? Oh no, don't worry. I can see and hear everything they do from here.
Which implies that it is an ability only he has learnt, which allows him to see and hear great distances. From there, he kept his mind occupied, watching the solar system and learning, so eventually, when he was able to return, he would have as many advantages as he could, like how he knew about big events like the solar system trials.
That doesn't matter. The plan was sound. You put in line all the planets of our solar system by arguing with the sun.
But also small details, like how he knew Proteus.
Yes, I am Proteus. The name's X. Nice to meet you, second biggest moon in Neptune.
His last tactic that saved his mind was what he said in the scene.
I guess I remained focused.
On what?
Revenge.
He planned his revenge. Sure, this plan probably changed as he learnt more and more, but he did know to use his banishment to push the sun to excel Jupiter, and then there was also his plan to punish Saturn by aligning with the two ice giants, though one of them wasn't as easily convinced through their insecurities as the other. But even though he didn't go insane, as we can see in the latest episodes, his isolation has caused him to become tunnel-visioned on revenge, as he cannot move past his revenge plan, even if it destroys the solar system, as can be seen through his constant remarks of being banished for 4.5 billion years to justify his actions.
Is it too much after banishing me for 4.5 billion years? Details that will just justify my expulsion from the solar system?
Which has ended him up in a challenge against the moons that I predict he will lose. And so there we have it. That is why I think X didn't go insane. He kept his mind busy. Thank you so much for watching this video. See ya.